We can now bring in our international affairs commentator, Douglas Herbert. Doug, good to see you. Polls suggest that public opinion in the United States supports gun control after the fact.
Another paradox here, right? As with other issues, such as abortion rights, climate change, polls suggest that most Americans are completely out of kilter with what the far right, and I'll use that term, Republicans in Congress on Capitol Hill in Washington vote for and say and basically advocate for. In this case, look what I put up on screen. These are what Americans really want. A recent Gallup poll shows that 57% of Americans, that is a majority, want more significant legislation passed to control guns, to govern the sale of firearms. And specifically here, what sort of things are they looking for? Things that the Republicans, the 50 Republican senators, and yes, Republicans, I'm specifying, as opposed to Democrats, this is a party division here. The Republicans are against these things that Americans want. Background checks. Just check people's background before you allow them to purchase guns, to prevent perhaps guns ending up in the wrong hands, to say the least. Ban on high-capacity ammo magazines. The gunman in this latest shooting in Uvalde used an AR-15, a military-style assault rifle with high-capacity ammunition. Stuff in the cartridges, shoot as much as you want, at will. Register private guns with police. This is a no-brainer in a lot of countries that have passed these laws. Look, we have the UK, we have Australia, we have Norway, all under conservative governments, which in the wake of horrible tragedies, such as repeatedly occur in the U.S., right away, almost, yes, some resistance from some hunting lobbies and whatever, but they passed gun control, and you have to register guns with police. 30-day waiting period. Is that long to ask before you give someone a very lethal weapon? As I say it before, the Democrats are not trying to take their guns away from Americans. Barack Obama emphasized this repeatedly. We're not trying to take your guns away. You can have your guns. We just want to subject your right to have guns to certain minimum necessary background checks. And I'll say, I said 57% right now want stricter gun control. That is a majority. I will note that it's down. It's down about 7% from the year before. This was 2020, so in 2019 it was even higher. And it's right now, the levels keep falling year after year after year of those in favor of stricter gun control. So the irony, the paradox of America is the more mass shootings, the more the scourge of gun violence is ever present on the political landscape, the more it seems that the advocacy for greater gun control goes down, not just on Capitol Hill, but among ordinary Americans.
So if polls suggest that people want stricter gun control, the president himself wants stricter gun control, why does nothing change? And why, I hate to say this, why will nothing change?
Republican politicians and their thirst for power. There's no other way of saying that without sound like I'm editorializing, but it really isn't editorializing. I want to show you a few just statistics here. The National Rifle Association, which is by far the biggest gun lobby in the United States, which spends more than all of the gun control groups put together. If we could maybe bring this up on the screen. This is according to the Brady Campaign to Prevent Gun Violence. Jim Brady obviously was a famous victim of gun violence under the Reagan administration, was paralyzed by a gunman's bullet. And they've compiled. This was back in 2019. Look how much over their political careers, according to this group's tally. Mitt Romney, all Republicans, by the way, on this list. Top three, 13 million, almost 7 million, 4.5 million. These are all Republicans from Utah, North Carolina, Missouri. That's how much money they've taken. Look at some well-known names. Marco Rubio, we hear his name a lot. Florida, over 3 million. Mitch McConnell, the Senate Minority Leader, almost 1.3 million. Do you think these people are going to start speaking out for greater gun control, the gun lobby? They're taking millions of dollars. It is really that simple. Follow the money. These people are wedded to the Second Amendment, misinterpreted by the Republican Party, if you ask me. The Second Amendment that, yes, you have the right to bear arms. If the founders thought that, a teenager armed with an AR-15 was going to storm into an elementary school and start shooting left and right, I don't think the founders had that in mind when they passed the You Have the Right to Bear Arms Amendment. I will mention this. The Republican argument among the 50 Republican senators who refused to pass any significant gun control legislation, it's that guns don't kill, people kill. And what they basically say is, more guns. Give more people guns, because good people with guns is the answer to stopping the bad people with guns. That is Why not give the teachers, give the guards in the schools, have more armed people in the
give
schools?
the students guns. It's
And by
ridiculous.
logical extension, Delano, you might say, hey, okay, why don't you just arm all the kids with guns?
Exactly.
Give them guns. But that really is the logic. I'm not making it up. The basic argument it is among many Republicans right now, more guns means more safety. Arm more people in order to better protect America. You can't make this up.
Doug, thank you very much for that. Douglas Herbert there.